What is going on, guys? We're racing here back a brand new video, and today we have the second episode of our Throwback Thursday, and today we are racing on F1 2012 with Sergio Perez in our Sauber, and hoping for a good race then. Wow, the Valencia Street Circuit, of course, a track that you guys probably haven't seen in a while. Just thought I'd do this track, when I haven't raced in probably about a year and a half, so yeah, pretty excited to be racing here. Then we're starting in 14th place. We've got our teammate Kimu Kobayashi in 12th ahead of us. We've got Felipe Massa in 11th and Nico Hulkenberg in 13th. Anyway, then we are 5 lights out then, and we are racing then in Valencia in Spain. And we can see behind us then we've got a pretty dreadful start because a lot of the cars, like Bruno Senna, like Paul di Resta, are getting a lot better starts than us. You can see Heikki Kill over the line and jumping up already into 16th. And we've had to run on the outside there. It's very easy to clip that UBS board, that white UBS board, very, very easily. Then we're going to be throwing up the inside of a few cars. It's so tight, this street circuit. You can see then Webber and Raikkonen nearly so nearly coming to grief. We hit the wall there, and we just got a tiny gap to try and get past Kimi Raikkonen. We're using some of our cursor in aid to try and get past him, but this is a very, very tough track to overtake at. But we're managing to do it pretty well as we cross over the bridge section. Probably one of my trickiest corners, one of my least favourite tracks on the game, but nevertheless I really wanted to do this just to get back on Valencia again. I never really liked it, but I was quite fast at it, so I suppose in that way I kind of did like it, but kind of didn't. It's a bit strange. The racing wasn't the best. I know they had one good race in 2012 and everyone seems to remember that race, and none of the other really boring races we had in 2010, 2011 of course. Certainly wasn't a boring race for Mark Webber, was it, in 2010? That was a pretty horrific crash. I don't know if you've seen I think there was one similar in GP3 as well. But yeah, Mark Webber very lucky to be getting away, basically unscathed from that injury. But look, we're just braking so out. It's probably too late, aren't we? Yeah, we're braking very, very much too late. So different to F1 2014, even so different to F1 2010. Those definitely the two games I've been playing the most recently. And certainly the handling has changed a lot from 2010 and into this game. It's certainly changed a lot from 2012 into 2014. But yeah, and then we're moving on to lap 2. And from 2012, of course, representing one of my favourite seasons in Formula. Probably my favourite season because it was the first season I started watching Formula 1 in. There was such a great championship battle between Vettel and Alonso. It was Ferrari versus Red Bull. It was Spain versus Germany. It was absolutely epic. I loved every race of it. There was barely a dull race, maybe a couple towards the end, but for me, no race in F1 is very dull. But 2012 certainly didn't have any dull F1 races. The first day race was just magical. I just remember having so many different winners. Pasta Maldonado for me was still the most surprising in Spain. Where did that come from? I don't know. How did they finish? I think it was 8th in the constructors at the end of the year, despite picking up that victory. Where did the pace of Williams go? Was it Maldonado and Senna just not doing a good enough job, or was it Williams just being so friggin' inconsistent? I don't think we'll really ever know. But epic season of racing. It was I think a shame for many people the outcome. I know a lot of people wanted Alonso to win, but personally, even though I was kind of rooting for Alonso, of course I don't support him, but I do favour him over Vettel. I suppose you just want the underdog really to win, don't you? I suppose. I mean, you could say Vettel's the underdog, but he'd already won 2 world championships, the last 2 world championships, of course, and one of them on that day, of course, would be crowned a triple world champion. And of course, it was Vettel, deserved winner probably. He did an amazing job that year. Mark Webber, of course, having the same car, possibly should have challenged him a bit better. Looking likely after his win in Silverstone, but he would be challenging. But of course, his season just fell completely apart. The wheels fell off the whole operation. He just had some awful races, and kind of, I believe, Korea, India, Singapore kind of time. Just not some of Mark Webber's best moments or best tracks. He had a lot of bad luck. I think he tangled. Was it in Japan with Romain Grosjean? I can't quite remember, but certainly not a very good year for Mark Webber. And certainly, of course, this 2012 Valencia GP was probably one of the best of the 2012 season. It's tough to really pick out a favourite for me because there were just so many great races. I'd probably have to pick the finale in Brazil because that was just, I've never seen anything so dramatic really. For basically looking like Alonso had it sealed up when Vettel went into a spin, but he came back from that. He fell. He leapt up the field. We got crashed there. We'll just have to use a flashback because we were going off on a bit of a tangent there, losing our focus. But it was just such an epic race, so unpredictable. Vettel was going to come and do that. I mean, once he started overtaking a few people, then yeah, you know, this is a game on. But before that, you know, I was like, you know, how is that Red Bull going to keep on going? You know, is he going to retire? It was just, you know, certainly edge of the seat stuff every single lap, just wondering what's going to happen next. You know, Brazil has played host to an amazing finales. And, you know, Abu Dhabi's, you know, a decent track, but it just doesn't really live up to Brazil. You know, it doesn't have, you know, as nearly as good, you know, capabilities, or has produced the magic that Brazil has managed to produce in recent years, you know, in the 21st century, and even, you know, in the past, of course, with Ayrton Senna winning there numerous times. But anyway, then we're just coming on to the final part of this race. I hope you've enjoyed this video then. I really do like F1 2012. You know, I think this was probably the F1 game I played the most, even though it wasn't my favourite, even though I probably preferred F1 2010. And, you know, probably F1 2013 was probably my most favourite, to be honest. You know, so much league racing. I'll definitely be doing a throwback Thursday of that in the future. But anyway, if you would like me to let me know which racing game you want me to do next on next Thursday, or, you know, whenever Thursday I do it. That's probably the week before Christmas. But anyway, any racing game that I own, you can put down in the comment section below. Just put anyone down and I can let you know if I do own it and if I can do a video on it in the future. But anyway, then we have come home in 9th place with Sergio Perez. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on F1 2012, the game, and also on the season in general. But anyway, as racing, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.